Well, here is the PS5. Let's just check this out. Oh yeah. Now I did catch the the reveal, like the whole 1.5 hour stream that they did, and man, it took a while to get to this point in the stream. And you know what? I love this design. I'm just gonna say it before it happens. I love the small teases they did throughout. Like every time you thought, oh, it's gonna get like revealed from the bottom or something, they had this design come up at all times. Like I loved it. It's breathing. Organisms are coming together. I would love to know from someone who can tell, like, what all of that meant at the start, you know? Oh, and this, the curves. Here we go. Now, that's the physical. This version. Very PC inspired. Very PC. So, in the chat, my hair cut. In the chat, yeah, there were some people like, oh, so you can only, like, it's only vertical. And at that point, I was like, yeah, yes, like, you're right in a way. But then I actually saw some pictures later on. You can actually lay it flat. So I guess that stand at the bottom is definitely a separate piece. Or it probably might just come with it if you want to use it. Or a separate thing you'll probably want to buy, probably. That surprised me. The digital thing, the digital version, that surprised me. I did not know anything about that was going to happen. I understand though. I completely understand why they would go for something like that. Especially in recent times, with people might actually be, wanting to buy a digital. Surprised by the headset that they're doing all of these things right away. We'll discuss that. Alright, so now let's go back to this thing. So that is the physical, and you can also tell that the digital version is much more thinner. I think you can... I don't know if they show it. No, they do? Yeah, right there. So, it's a bit thinner, obviously. I don't know if the physical... It feels like even like on the edges, like on the physical, like the left side is actually a bit thicker than the digital version. But obviously, the digital is more evenly design because there's no disk space. Like, you don't need that. I personally will go for the disc version, just because, you know, I'm still into this, but especially as I said, in these times, I completely understand having a digital version of the thing, because some people, and understandably so, would want to not just go out or want to, like, they will try to minimize the risk, right? Especially in these times. So they would want to order something just digital, but my thing with the digital is that, especially with like, it's probably going to be like a cloud, hopefully not a cloud-based system. So digital, you just buy the game digitally and you download, not something like Google Stadia or anything like that. But then how much space is going to be available on this. I understand not so much, like, let's say they give me a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte on the physical. I understand that. Even 1 terabyte I would understand, because most of the time I'm just buying discs, and most of it is going to be on the disc, and part of it obviously with the updates and all. I understand that. So 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte, whichever they go for. I think they're going for the 800 and 75, if I'm correct. Maybe there are other versions of it or so later. I don't know. That I don't know. Or different versions of it. But they're going right now. It's going for the 875 thing. Uh, so digital, you can't just have that. If you only have that, man, you're all gonna run out of space. So obviously, external hard drive is gonna be thing. So that's what I'm probably getting it. But that's what I'm thinking they're gonna do. So be mindful of that. That you're probably gonna have to go and get a separate hard drive. Now, here's the thing though, because this is SSD and the external, you might just have to go like a portable external SSD, right? Money. All right, now get the thing. I was surprised about this, that they're going right out the boat. They're having a headset, they're going to have a remote, and they're going to have like a stand, hopefully chargeable. That goddamn thing better be chargeable. Hopefully it is. Did this show it anywhere in the video that it is chargeable or not? No, they did not. So hopefully it is, because I always am the one at the when like a console comes out, I always get 2 controllers right off the bat. Well, one is included. Hopefully, oh God. Hopefully one is usually included. Jokes aside, and then I always buy a second one. So with the space and all, and it looks good as far as like it just standing there. So I hope it's chargeable. That will be key. Otherwise, it's just a gimmick. You know what? But I like the idea with the space that it provides, and if it's chargeable, then it charges the controllers. Then great. The remote thing, whatever, whatever. I understand the ambience of it, of getting like the whole package, or as a collector's person, or if a collector's person wants to like just go with the whole PS experience, I completely understand that. Like me and myself, you can tell I have like collector version of games that some people might not even like, or some people might like. You can tell there's a Last Guardian up there. So I understand collecting everything, completely do. So if you're going for that, great. I know for the PS2, remember that they brought out the remote a bit later, but they did. It was actually pretty good for back in that, and back in those days. Actually, the remote actually helped. And I know, I don't know if it was for the PS4 or the PS3, but there was an other remote that came out. I don't remember. I think it was for the PS4. So I understand, like, as an entertainment hub, and especially if you're like it's 4K, so with a 4K TV, you have a remote. But then, man, like, if you have a smart TV already, then what would be the point? But, if this is your area into 4K, not PlayStation, or even PlayStation, the first time you're buying a PlayStation. But if you're going into this and be like, okay, this is gonna be like my thing, I'm gonna spend this money on this, I'm saving up for this as my first media player, my first like console, like I'm gonna play games, and I'm also gonna use this for watching movies and everything, then you know what, that remote will really come in handy. But for a person, honestly, for people who already have like smart TVs, so, and that's their place to watch all of that movies, and so then that remote is really a gimmick. It's just mostly will be collectors if you really keep it. I personally will probably not going to be buying that, because I'm definitely only going to be buying one PlayStation console, not two, and I'm fine with just keeping uh, it for gaming and all. Headset, because of the 3D sound, I'm very intrigued, but I will wait. That is something I'm definitely gonna get because yeah, my headset it still works, but you know, I would want to upgrade it for the 3D sound, but it all depends on the review. So that's something I think probably most of us will probably wait and see what it's all about. Now, obviously, if the reviews come in time at the same time the PS5 releases and all of these things have a review, then obviously you can get it first day if the reviews are good. Lastly, the camera. Now, this time to specifically mention HD. Here's the thing. Why are you introducing this camera? And some of you probably already know what I'm about to say. I think they're planning for either the next Move or PSVR. More so the PSVR. The reason being the Move, when they first introduced Move was okay. Like there were some games that did well, but eventually it kind of like phased out. But then they introduced it, not reintroduced it, but they just kind of packaged it, the Move itself as a brand, they took it away and they just made it as a PSVR brand. You know, like it was just those remotes, which I have as part of the PSVR package that I bought. These things, they basically included those with PSVR. So if they're going that route again, where like they're thinking of the next version of the VR, the virtual reality, then I understand this. But then other than that, right now though, like at launch, it's not like the next PSVR is launching right with the PS5, which I don't think that will happen. They'll probably be introducing it either next year or the following year. It won't make sense to just have so much at the same time. So this it's more I think more about like the future. Right now I understand as an accessibility thing for some. Uh they would want the camera. I understand that. But as far as like just the equipment itself, like is it gonna be really integrated into the games? Or is it just gonna be like if you're not using VR, then it's just there to log in, just as an accessibility feature when you log in. So it just captures your face. It's like, oh, it's you, and you don't have to put in your password or anything like that, and it just goes in. So that I'm this and this definitely is not for me, the remote. uh this is something I think I will wait until like I know what this is exactly for. Is it for PSVR? Then I might just wait for that and actually just get it as part of the package instead of getting it separately, which probably will be more expensive. So my first thing I'm getting is definitely the PS5, and I'm definitely gonna go for the physical version. And then for the people for digital, you know what? Looks really good. I definitely would say that it actually looks better than the physical. Just because of the evenness on both sides and just because it just feels more slick. This feels heavier as or beastier version, but it's understandable because of disc. But then I wonder why they couldn't include the disc right there, right? And make it as the same design. But then that's probably where all the power is too, on the top. So, uh, yeah, here's my reaction. Let me know what you all think of the reveal, especially of the event and the hardware. You will see video game trailers coming up right after this one. I'm just gonna upload them. I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna react to them. I've seen all of them, but we'll go more into a bit of a discussion of the graphics and what the trailer is showing. So let me know in the comments how you thought of this. This looks amazing, definitely. I'm very intrigued by the design. I actually love the design. Some of the elements, like just because I'm a Sony person doesn't mean you like just be like, oh no, everything is great. This is the perfect setup. Remote, whatever. HD camera. I'm intrigued of what it can do later on, not at the start. The headset, I'm going to wait for the reviews. So if the first day the reviews come out that it's good, then I'm definitely going to get it. It's going to be a good upgrade. But if not, then yeah, I'm gonna go for something else. So with that, I'll let you all go. So keep watching the channel. There's gonna be other reactions that come up. Now it's not gonna be all of them. It's just gonna be the bigger names that I'm gonna react to. If you have something that you want me to react to, like some of the indie games that they introduced, let me know and I'll react to those. So watch out for the video game trailers, and they are all coming up. So for that, meanwhile, the small break in there, take care, and I will see y'all soon. Ta ta.